Welcome to the Deep Dive. Our mission today is, let's call it tactical. We're preparing you for the biggest wagering event of the entire Swedish trotting calendar, the V85 Winterburst finale at Axevalla.
And this deep dive is absolutely necessary because the stakes are just, well, they're staggering. We're focused on the massive drum jackpot, the dream jackpot.
The big one.
It's projected to easily clear 80 million SEK for any lucky winner who can solve all 8 races. So we're going to synthesize the consensus view, across all the major analyses and give you the tactical landscape of every single leg.
Every leg. From V85-1 right through to the Sylvester lock.
Oh, all the way to the end.
Absolutely. And this isn't just, a quick read of the program. It's about understanding the shared wisdom, the strategic factors that all the experts seem to agree on.
Right.
We need to figure out where the public money's going and, maybe more importantly, where the real value and the biggest upset threats are hiding. Because in a pool this large, that's where the path to 8 correct results begins.
And before we even look at the form of a single horse, we really have to establish the ground rules. The ones set by the track itself and by the season.
The environment.
Exactly. The shift from the classic V75 to the 8-race V85 format that was implemented back in late 2025, it has just significantly increased the barrier to entry for a full house. That complexity is exactly why this jackpot is so huge.
It forces you to cover more ground.
It does.
Okay, let's unpack those environmental factors then, because they are the foundation for every tactical decision today. Axevalla is not a typical track, is it?
Not at all.
What's the single most defining architectural feature that just fundamentally changes how these races will be run?
It's the 227-meter home stretch. It is officially the longest in all of Sweden. And this matters immensely because it drastically neutralizes the advantage of a horse that just grabs the early lead.
The Spitz advantage.
That's the one. Instead, the track heavily favors Spurthestar, the finishers, the ones with superior lung power and endurance.
Right, so if you lead early and you burn too much energy, you just hit a wall. The drivers call it the pull-in effect.
You literally run out of steam on that seemingly endless straightaway.
Yes.
And compounding that is the required equipment rule, the mandatory shoeing rule, or skottvång.
In place since December 1st. This is critical.
It's a massive equalizer.
So how exactly does skottvång change the profile of a winning horse?
Well, it immediately weeds out the lightweight speed specialists, the ones who rely on running barefoot to get their fastest times. With heavy shoes required, this race card becomes a showcase for what we call power trotters.
Horses built for strength and stamina.
Exactly. And the sources are unanimous on this. Expect winning times to be about 1.5 to 2.0 seconds slower per kilometer. If a horse hasn't proved it can perform with shoes, it is a major risk today, regardless of its recent form.
That sets the stage perfectly. Let's move into the volatile opening card. This is where that combination of factors is most likely to produce shock results. We start with V85-1, 2,140 meters with a standing start, the vault start.
Okay. The consensus favorite here is Heathcliff DE with Kevin Oscarsson. He's been dominant in his last 2 outings. His ability to generate high speed early and his favorable draw make him a crucial primary selection.
But not the only one.
No, definitely not. The analysis really highlights Razel Matazel at number 6 as a formidable challenger. He's also a strong frontrunner, very reliable.
Now, strategically, the sources seem to agree that the horses starting 20 meters behind are, well, they're severely disadvantaged in this specific race. Why is that?
It's a combination of distance and class. It's a shorter distance overall, which gives the back markers less time to recover that ground. And the horses at the front are just too high quality. They're not going to crawl along and wait.
They'll set a high tempo right away.
Immediately.
So if those favorites burn each other up, what's the horse built for that long Axevalla finish? What's the upset pick here?
The value, I think, lies with Baldengard, number 9, with Hans Kribes. He's described as an incredibly honest horse, a real worker, one that handles the glove job, and he is just overdue for a win. His strength profile is perfect for this.
After that, we shift gears dramatically for V85-2. This is the grueling 2,940-meter stayers test from the gate. The big story here is all-around Padden, number 12.
Yes, incredible Class 4 wins in 6 starts, but he is stuck in the worst possible starting position. Gate 12.
That's a huge red flag.
It's a consensus red flag. In a long race like this, starting from 12 means you are just losing valuable time and energy to find a spot. Add to that some unconfirmed stable illness reports from the Turnquist barn and the shoeing. The risk just outweighs the class.
Hang on, though. 4 wins and 6 starts. You can't ignore that. Isn't writing him off because of a bad draw and a rumored illness a bit too conservative when you're chasing 80 million SEK?
I see the point, but it's all about risk mitigation in a massive pool.
Right.
And so the consensus pivot goes directly to J. Kagan Brick, number 4, with Robert Berg.
No.
He's widely tipped to get to the front, to the Spets, and just lead. He has the gate speed, the driver to control the pace. The only real question is his specific form with shoes. If he handles the Scott Vong, he's the clear tactical favorite.
So the front runner challenges the class horse because of the track and the equipment. What if they both tire each other out?
Then the value play is Extreme AF at number 9. His entire profile is built on a devastating finishing kick. If J. Kagan Brick and Patton duel and push the pace, he is the horse set up perfectly for a surprise victory.
Let's move on to V85-3, the mare race over 2,040 meters. This one's been highlighted as Skrdonliga, right?
Yeah,
upset
right.
friendly.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The consensus favorite is Lainey KW, number 11. She's tough, but she's facing a difficult draw, and crucially, her form with shoes on is a real question mark.
So the logical alternative is the front runner.
It has to be Ace of Market from Post 1. Her record from the lead is fantastic, 7 wins out of 9 attempts. She's the target. But, given the favorite's vulnerability, we have to look for true upset potential.
Who should we be watching for at long odds?
Carmita Silvio, number 2, has some solid underlying capacity that hasn't quite shown up in the results yet. But the most intriguing one might be Never Too Young, number 3.
Okay.
She's a high-capacity mare, but she's returning from a layoff. Now, layoffs make horses unpredictable, but if she's fit, her natural ability is just significantly higher than most of this field. A dangerous wild card.
We finished the opening bracket with V85-4. Felicia Hall at number 4 is a heavy public favorite, drawing nearly 50% of the money because of 3 straight wins.
And this is a perfect example of where you have to think critically. Her high percentage is likely unwarranted because of the Scott Vong.
Her best form was barefoot.
Exactly. The sources are clear on that. The heavy shoes could easily negate her speed advantage. You just can't bet on her based on past form if that form contradicts today's conditions.
So if the public favorite is flawed, who benefits?
You look for horses whose speed isn't so reliant on being lightweight. Key challengers are Stepping Go-Go Girl, number 7, who is fast from her advantageous starting position, the Spring Spore, and the hard-closing Pure Desire from 12. She's approaching top form.
And the surprise factor. The horse for that 227-meter final straight.
It has to be Fukushima Jet, number 13. She's coming off 3 wins herself and is known for a powerful finishing kick. The longer the stretch, the better she is. If the field is tiring from the shoes, she's perfectly poised to just sweep past them all.
Okay, let's transition into the mid-card. The strategic challenges get even more specialized here. V85-5 is the 340-meter stair race, a marathon.
3 full laps of the track. And the sources all agree that in this extremely long auto-start distance, nobody wants to make an early sacrifice. No driver wants their horse on the outside leading the pack.
The death seat, the Duden's position.
Exactly. It's just too costly over 3 laps.
Which makes Remy Lane at number 4 the consensus choice then. Carl-Johan Jepsen driving, good draw. A wire-to-wire run where he controls the pace seems highly likely.
Absolutely. If Remy Lane reaches the front, he dictates the terms. The most compelling tactical challenger is Hans Polema, number 5. He's exceptionally strong and tough, but he faces the difficulty of having to run the leader down.
What about upset potential in a race this long? Are there any horses who just outlast everyone?
Mr. Who, number 9, is noted for high capacity, and he's dropping in class, which is a huge factor in a marathon. And keep an eye on Night Train from 12. He has talent, but the poor draw combined with his need to get to the front makes him a risky favorite. You can't ignore him, but it's a risk.
But V85-6 is the complete opposite. The 1640-meter sprint. This is going to be a rapid battle for the lead.
It will be. Between Vamos Flax, number 4, also with Jepsen, and Lake the Snake from Post 3.
But the key insight is to look past the front row.
Yes. Despite the backdraw, Mr. Kabuki, number 9, is identified by multiple sources as a first record, a first choice, because he proved last time out that he can win from the outside, even with shoes on in a sprint.
So his viability depends entirely on the front 2 fighting hard.
Precisely. If Vamos, Flax, and Lake the Snake burn up energy fighting for that lead, it sets up perfectly for Mr. Kabuki's late surge down that long, long stretch.
On to V85-7, another complex 240-meter race. The Sport Trappa, where start positions are based on earnings. Bourbon Crown is a major public favorite here.
He is, but the consensus view points towards several strong closers who might take advantage if things get messy.
So this raises that fundamental question again. If the favorite is unreliable, where is the value?
The sources really champion two finishers. The first is Free Day, number 12. He's in the form of his life, but is really hurt by that poor draw.
And the other finisher getting attention.
Strawberry Goo Goo, number 13. She was trapped with a ton of energy last time, couldn't use her finish at all. Robert Berg's stable has given her very high ratings, suggesting there's far more to give.
We should probably also mention Princess Ladon, number 6. She looked exceptional when she was locked in on the line.
That's right. And don't dismiss the comeback factor with Oliver Trans R from 10. He's shown high quality in Sweden before. If his fitness is there after the layoff, he offers long odds value based purely on his proven ability.
And that brings us to V85-8, the Sylvester Loppet finale. The ultimate test of stamina. 2,640 meters with 4 separate starting tiers. The Volter.
A classic long-distance handicap. The front-runner most tipped for the lead is the class Norwegian I Ain't No Quitter from number 7, starting at the 0-meter mark. But the real strategic challenge is always in the handicap tiers.
So let's talk about the critical tier. The 40-meter handicap, is this the sweet spot?
Historically, yes, and today the sources confirm it. You have Berthas Ankare, number 13, the local favorite. He had a massive breakthrough in 2025, just built for strength on this long stretch. And equally, Sandakan at 14, he's called a styrkephenomenon, a strength phenomenon, having won in the long-distance format at Vincennes. Both are very strong tips.
But if they're the best stairs, what about the ultimate class horse starting 60 meters back?
And that's where the math just gets brutal. Isno Gaudam, number 15, is arguably the class horse of the entire card, but he starts 60 meters back. Given the distance, the shoes, the heavy winter track, that 60-meter gap becomes mathematically formidable. The consensus heavily favors the 0-meter and 40-meter horses today.
What's fascinating here is the economic impact of the jackpot pool in this final leg. Why do experts suggest even strong favorites still offer value here?
It's because of the automated bets. The majority of the pool is padded by the computer-generated lucky dips, the Harry Boy tickets, and these tickets spread money almost indiscriminately.
Right.
It dilutes the money on the non-contenders, and it artificially inflates the odds on the accurate selections, even if they're highly touted. So if you land the correct choice here, your payout is protected by the volume of bad bets. It's crucial for maximizing your return.
That was a tremendous deep dive into this V85 card. We've established the 2 biggest keys to success, managing that 227-meter stretch and proven performance with shoes on.
And the synthesis of the expert sources shows that the most volatile races are V85-2, where the favorite is so vulnerable, and V85-3, the Mauer race.
Conversely, the strong value plays were in V85-6 with Mr. Kabuki, who's already proved his capability, and within that 40-meter tier, the finale, where Berthas Ankare and Sandakan are just perfectly built for these conditions.
And we have to remember the human factor. The local expertise of a driver like Carl-Johan Jepsen is a critical data point. His wins with Remy Lane and Vamos Flax show he knows exactly how to manage pace and energy on this unique track.
So what does it all mean? Well, the complexity of the V85 format, compounded by Axevalla itself, means hitting 8 correct demands precision. You have to cover multiple bases early, while being precise on horses proven to excel under these specific winter conditions.
Which I think raises an important final question. We've talked about Carl-Johan Jepsen's statistical dominance, but when the pressure of an 80 million SEK jackpot is at its absolute peak, is that intimate local knowledge of how to time that 227-meter home stretch more valuable than just raw, unguided horsepower?
We leave you to consider that for yourself as you make your final selections. Good luck with your deep dive.